At 3 a.m., a billionaire walked into his dying company and found a black cleaner writing code that his entire engineering team couldn't fix. What she revealed next, no one was ready for. Falcon Ridge Technologies used to glow with the energy of a rising empire. But tonight, its hallways felt like a graveyard, quiet, hollow, drained. Profits were falling. Investors were circling like vultures. Employees whispered about layoffs in the smoking area. Rumors floated through conference rooms like ghosts. And the billionaire CEO, Graham Alden, walked through his own building as if it were collapsing beneath his feet. He didn't plan to come in tonight. He couldn't sleep. Pressure had been eating him alive for months. So at 3:07 a.m., he stepped inside the headquarters, hoping silence might give him answers. As he crossed the marble lobby, something strange caught his eye. A faint blue light flickering on the 6th floor, an area that should have been dark, locked, empty. His breath slowed. Unauthorized access? Internal theft? Another engineer quitting after stealing files? He moved toward the elevator, the metallic doors reflecting a man who looked exhausted, unsure, and older than his age. When he reached the research suite, he stopped. Through the glass walls, he saw something he never expected. A young black woman in a janitor's uniform, sitting on the polished floor with wires spread around her like roots. Her laptop glowed bright. Her fingers attacked the keyboard with expert precision. She wasn't cleaning. She wasn't resting. She was coding. Her name, he remembered from a contractor sheet, was Maya Brooks. 23, night cleaner, invisible to almost everyone in the building. But the code on her screen, it wasn't ordinary. It wasn't playful. It wasn't something a cleaner should even recognize. It was advanced, structured, elegant, the kind of programming half his engineers failed to deliver even after bonuses and training. He watched her silently, unsure if he was impressed or terrified. After a full minute, she noticed him. She gasped softly, closed her laptop in panic, and scrambled to her feet. I'm sorry, she stuttered. I was just on break. I didn't mean to. What were you writing? He asked calmly. Nothing important. That didn't look like nothing. She hesitated, eyes dropping in embarrassment. I like to practice coding, just for myself. I didn't touch anything your company owns. Where did you learn? He asked. Online, books, wherever I could. Her voice trembled, as if she expected him to throw her out, but instead he walked closer. Then he saw it. Patterns, logs, system errors on her screen. You accessed internal logs? He said, not angry, just stunned. I only observed, she whispered. I never changed anything. But your system, it has a problem. His heart tightened. Everyone knew the system had been glitching, but no one could explain why. What kind of problem? He asked. She opened her laptop again with slow, shaky hands. I think, she said softly, someone inside your company is inserting corrupt code, slowly, carefully, trying to make your system fail. Graham felt his stomach drop. How long have you seen this? 3 weeks. Why didn't you report it? She gave a bitter smile. Sir, I mop floors. People don't believe someone like me when I say something technical. Her honesty hit him harder than the sabotage. He stared at her as if seeing her for the first time. Show me everything, he said. She looked shocked. But I'm just a cleaner. You're the only person who's shown me something real in months. She took a shaky breath and nodded. That night, at 3 a.m., the billionaire and the cleaner walked side by side into the restricted executive war room, neither knowing the next few hours would change both their lives forever. The war room was cold, metallic, and intimidating, designed for crisis decisions, not for a night cleaner with a backpack. But Maya walked in with quiet confidence, sitting at the main system terminal as if she had always belonged there. The moment her fingers touched the company keyboard, everything changed. She navigated logs, traffic patterns, and error reports like someone who had lived inside the system for years. Her awareness was sharp, her intuition uncanny. "This is the breach point," she said, highlighting a recurring pattern. "It's disguised as normal system activity. Engineers wouldn't notice unless they looked very closely." Graham leaned in, shocked by the clarity of her explanation. "Someone is attacking your core operations from the inside," she continued. "Not all at once, slowly, to make it look like incompetence, not sabotage." He felt his hands curl into fists. Months of failures, millions lost. And all this time, someone inside his trusted circle had been poisoning his company from within. She clicked again. The code expanded, the pattern deepened, the truth sharpened. "I can trace the source," she said. "You can?" he asked, stunned. "Yes, but I'll need deeper access." He hesitated only a second before typing his highest-level credentials. She froze. "Sir, that's your personal admin access." "I trust you," he said, "more than I trust the people who get paid to protect this place." A flicker of pride filled her eyes. Quick, fragile, but powerful. With admin access, her speed accelerated. Lines of logic, mapping structures, security layers, all unfolded like a digital battlefield. Then she stopped suddenly. "I found something." Graham felt his heartbeat slow, her voice lowered. "It's someone high-ranking." She tapped a command. A name surfaced on the screen. Graham stepped back in disbelief. "Elias Turner," she said quietly. "Your CTO." The room seemed to tilt. Elias, the man who had sat beside him for years, the man who built the original system, the man who told him the failures were natural growing pains, and the man planning his downfall. But Maya wasn't done. She opened another file. "Look," she said. "He built a hidden system, a private one. He wants to replace Falcon Ridge's infrastructure with his own version." She clicked again. "Funded by private investors, secret contracts, offshore accounts." Graham felt nauseous. His most trusted executive wasn't just sabotaging him, he was preparing to take everything. "And it gets worse," she whispered. "He's scheduled a full system shutdown in 2 days." Graham stared at the kill switch code, a silent weapon, one that would destroy everything he had built. "Can you stop it?" he asked. She nodded. "I can rewrite the defense logic, build a countermeasure, trap his access, but I'll have to stay here until sunrise." "Do it," he said. For hours, Maya fought through the system with determination that left Graham speechless. Her mind worked faster than the machines. Her hands moved like they were chasing destiny. One line at a time, she defended a billion-dollar empire that never even saw her as an engineer. As the sky began to lighten, she whispered, "I found his command server. If I shut it down, he loses everything." Graham stepped closer. "Then shut him down." She clicked. Light reflected in her eyes as a new screen appeared. "Access disabled. Breach blocked. System clean." The building was safe, but the sun had not yet risen on what came next. Employees began arriving early, sensing the tension in the air. Security guards whispered. Engineers exchanged uneasy glances. Executives refreshed dashboards anxiously. But in the war room, only 2 people remained: the billionaire and the cleaner who wasn't supposed to be here. Maya rubbed her tired eyes. "It's done." "Almost." "Almost?" Graham asked gently. She opened one last encrypted window. "Elias is trying to access the system again. He realized something blocked him." Graham felt anger boil in his chest. Maya's voice stayed steady. "I can neutralize him permanently. But you should see this first." She opened a folder. Inside were documents Elias had hidden. A full takeover blueprint. A private system to replace Falcon Ridge, contracts with investors, and a resignation letter drafted for Graham, dated 48 hours from now. Graham felt something inside him break. Not just betrayal, humiliation. But Maya turned toward him with a calm strength he didn't expect. "You're not losing this company," she said softly. "Not today." She typed a final command. Clean, bold, irreversible. "This will lock him out forever." He nodded. Her finger pressed the key. The system responded with quiet finality. Elias was gone. Not just from the servers, but from the future he tried to steal. Silence washed over the room. Graham exhaled slowly. "You saved everything." "No," she corrected gently. "I just did what no one else bothered to look for." He stared at her, overwhelmed. Her uniform was cheap, her shoes worn, her hands tired. But her mind, her courage, her brilliance, they were priceless. "What do you want?" he asked. "Name it." She looked away, afraid to hope. "I just want a chance to code, and learn, and grow. I don't want to mop floors forever." "You won't." She looked up, eyes wide. "How does lead security engineer sound?" he asked. Her breath caught in her throat. "And I'll sponsor your education," he added softly. "Any program? Any school? Any city?" A tear slipped down her cheek. "You mean that?" "With everything I have." Outside, the sun rose in a flood of gold, spilling across the skyline like a second chance. Inside, Maya closed her old laptop, the one she used during breaks while cleaning floors, and stepped into a new future. Employees stared as she walked with Graham out of the war room. "Who is she?" someone whispered. Graham answered calmly, "The reason we're all still here." The building buzzed with shock, and just like that, a cleaner became a leader. A hidden genius stepped into the light. A dying company found its protector, and a billionaire learned that sometimes the person who saves you is the one no one ever bothered to see. A new day began. For Falcon Ridge, for Maya Brooks, and for everyone who ever felt invisible. This is Black Voices Raw. Real, unfiltered, powerful stories. Hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe so you never miss what's coming next.